Good evening, YouTubes. This is the ShallowCross Sports Network with the Double A. We're bringing you another episode or show, whichever way you want to put it. But this was going to be an NFL draft show, and we're going to talk a little bit about the Tennessee Titans and what I think they're going to do in this upcoming draft. The draft is the 24th of April, and it runs all the way through to the 26th of April. So the first round is Thursday evening. I think it starts at 7 o'clock. The second round and the third round is on Friday, and I think it starts around 5:30 on Friday. And then the actual 4th through the 7th round will start on Saturday, and I believe it's scheduled at 11 o'clock Eastern Time. And the draft will be carried on ESPN and the NFL Network. But with that said, I want to show you, we're going to look at some of the draftable players for Tennessee, Memphis, as well as Vanderbilt. I'm going to pop that over there to you. But just let me see if I can slow this down. But there we go. Okay, so just looking at Tennessee's players, I added Will Brooks to their list. I forgot about Will Brooks, but Will Brooks is a very good in the box safety. He can cover pretty good, and he's a very good tackler, and very smart and very instinctive, and so he has a chance to get picked up as an undrafted free agent. I haven't seen any draft boards that indicates he's going to be drafted, and so I added him in. And then one of the things I did change, Dontea Thornton, he's moved up to probably the third round. He ran that 4.3 40-yard dash at the combine, and he had some pretty good tape, for the NFL scouts to look at. So he may go on the second day. And of course, Omar Norman Lott still going to go on the second day. And Brew McCoy could be a third day. So we just have to wait and see what happens. And then, of course, Dylan Sampson, he's still in that second day right now. We just have to wait and see, because this is a loaded running back draft. And this draft is also loaded with wide receivers, and it's also loaded with defensive backs. And I think linebacker may be one of the least loaded positions in this draft. But we'll see what happens. And then I went through and did some investigating, and I came up with the list of Memphis Tiger players. Rock Taylor and Seth Hennigan look like they're the only draftable players from Memphis. Chandler Martin could go. He could be drafted. We just have to wait and see what happens. And but I think the first 7 or 8 players on this board here from Memphis are going to be undrafted free agents. There's some good players here that just didn't get a chance to go to the combine. Looks like the only 2 players selected for the combine was Rock Taylor and Seth Hennigan, a quarterback. And so, and of course, just looking here at Mario Anderson's very good running back, and then Demir Bakamshi, very good receiver. He has a good chance of getting there in a camp and showing what he can do. Now he could get picked up later on in the 6th or 7th round. Same thing with Mario Anderson and Chandler Martin. And then I went out there and I pulled Vanderbilt's list up. Vanderbilt didn't have anyone invited to the combine, but they had some pro day results. And these were some of the players that may have a chance. Now I know that C.J. Taylor's a pretty good football player, and I was just looking at the cornerback. Maurice Hampton's a pretty good football player, and the wide receiver Loic Fuani, he's a pretty good football player also. So we just have to see what transpires with Vanderbilt's players. I don't think Vanderbilt lost a lot of the big name players, but they did lose some players in the portal. And then the FCS schools like Tennessee State and Austin Peay, they don't have any draftable players. Now they may have some undrafted free agent players, and I'll see if I can get that info to you before the draft. One of the players, Tennessee State has a Jamal Dean, a wide receiver. He has a very good chance of getting a free agent contract. But anyway, let's go over here and look at the mock draft. So I did do some updating on the mock draft, and with PowerPoint, it always likes to take off. But nothing has changed. I put a trade in just to indicate that the Raiders are going to get jumpy feet and make a trade with the Browns and move up to number 2 to make sure they get Ashton Jenney. And that's because the Raiders, when they let Jacobs go in free agency, they really didn't have a good running game. And then at number 6, where the Raiders were, I got the Browns drafting Shadur Sanders. Now, today, the Browns signed Joe Flacco for his 18th season, and I think they gave him, what was it, $10 million or something like that? And it's just a 1-year deal, if I'm not mistaken, but they still could draft Shadur, and that would be a good fit for Shadur, especially with Flacco there to train him. And I don't know what they're going to do with all the other quarterbacks that they have there in Cleveland. And Shadur Sanders doesn't go at number 6. The only other place would be New Orleans at 9 or Pittsburgh at 21. And but I'm gonna update this at least every 2 days and put it out here to you so you can see what I'm thinking and see a little bit about what going to transpire on the 24th. And then that ends the draft here. Like I say, this draft is wide receiver and defensive back heavy. And it's only maybe 2 running backs going in the first rounds, and that's Amari Hamilton and Ashton Jeanty. And a lot of defensive linemen, 3 quarterbacks, 2 tight ends, and a whole host of defensive backs. 1 linebacker, and that's the kid from Alabama, Jihad Campbell. But anyway, so that's the draft, and just looking at what the Titans are going to do, they have a mock draft out there that where they are drafting Cam Ward #1 and then trading their second round, number 35, with Seattle, and also giving them that 5th round pick, the second 5th round pick that we have to Seattle to pick up a move from 35 down to 50 in the second round, and then pick up a 3rd round pick. With those picks, they're going to draft the edge rush out of Ohio State, Tuimaluoui, and he's a good player too, good size. I think he's around 6'4", 265, something like that. A lot of speed. And then in the 3rd round, they're going to pick, with that 3rd pick, pick Dontea Thornton out of Tennessee. Big receiver, a lot of speed, can stretch the field, and he would take the pressure off of Ridley. And then in the 4th round, they were looking at a defensive back. I had the names. Let me see if I can find it here. But it was a defensive back out of Kansas State they were looking at. And that would be the 3rd round pick. And then the 5th round pick, Skattebo, the running back from Arizona. In the 5th round. And it was someone else they was looking at. But anyway, that's just a little bit of what the Titans are thinking in the draft. Now they bringing in RJ Harvey from UCF. He's a scat back, all-purpose back, but he's more of a change of pace. 5'8", 205 pounds, and they bringing him in for a 30 visit, and he came in today to see the Titans. And so we just have to wait and see what happens. It looks like it's a unanimous decision from all the media outlets and all the experts that Cam Ward is going to be our pick at number 1. Now, I look at all 3 of the first round, possibly first round quarterbacks. And the one thing that I see with Cam Ward over the other 2 guys, Cam Ward can fit the ball in tight spaces quicker. His arm is strong. And he has a lot of athletic ability. And then when you look at Shedeur is a finesse thrower. His arm is not quite as strong as Ward's, but he can throw the deep ball more accurate than Ward or the kid from Ole Miss. Let's see, what's his name? Dart. Jackson Dart. So now Jackson Dart is bigger than both Ward and Sanders. Dart threw more interceptions than Sanders and Ward. But he can make all the throws, and he has a strong arm, and he'll try to fit the ball into rear tight spaces. And he threw some interceptions at Ole Miss. But good quarterback coach and offensive coordinator will work all those bugs out of him. Shedeur is slow. I don't even think they even reported how fast he ran the 40-yard dash. But I think he's a 4.8 guy. Or 4.75 or somewhere around there. Whereas Cam Ward is a 4.5 and Dart is a 4.6. So I'm excited, and I'm waiting to see what's going to happen with the draft of these players, and waiting to see what the Titans are going to do. And I just hope that they give Cam Ward a chance to develop and go out and get a veteran quarterback to help out. So anyway, that's going to end my draft show. I'm going to try to bring a draft show to you at least every 2 to 3 days with the draft upon us. And I should have my final mock draft on the 22nd of April and have it ready to present it to you in a show. And usually I'm right on the first couple of picks, and then after that it just goes out all over the place. But once you get a lot of trades and people moving around, then that blows the thing away. But most of the players that I have in my first round are players that are going in the first round, unless something happens on a medical or they find some character issues with a player or something, and he slides all the way down. And one of the other things you got to understand, some of these kids are young and they may have made some mistakes, and so you may find some issues with them. But they get older as they go, and they'll do a fine job. With that said, that's going to end this show. This is the ShallowCross Sports Network, the AA. God bless you. And remember to like and subscribe. We'll see you on the next episode. This is the Double A. We're out.